I got a guaranteed free thing for you if you listen up. So Whatnot is a place where you can go and join into auctions. There's all different types of auctions. They have everything you can imagine gets auctioned off there. So you can potentially get things for a really good deal. I know my auctions, people get really good deals. So if you come to the Whatnot app through my link and it's your first time ever, if you've never signed up to Whatnot and it's your first time, go sign up, because with your first purchase, one, you're automatically gonna get $15 off no matter whose site you're on or whose store you're on in Whatnot. But if you're in my live and it's your first time and you signed up to Whatnot for the first time, you'll get the $15 off, plus I'm going to throw in an extra knife for you. Not a crappy knife or anything like that, a good quality knife. I'm gonna throw in the box for you for free, just for signing up to Whatnot for the first time. Now, if it's not your first time, well, that's still cool, because there's gonna be tons of deals regardless. We do tons of giveaways. We start off right away doing giveaways. So people win giveaways even if they don't even buy anything. Also, if you spend the most amount of money in my live auction, Wednesday the 20th at 8 p.m. Central Time, you automatically get a premium knife. Whoever spends the most gets a premium knife for free, extra in their box. So it's a win-win for everybody. So make sure if it's your first time purchasing anything on Whatnot, it's in my live on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, because then you'll get the $15 off plus a free knife. But if you can't make it, you can still go and join other people's auctions and still get $15 off. Also, I do have a buy it now store in there. So aside from the auction, we have buy it now options. And again, if it's your first time ever purchasing anything on Whatnot, you get $15 off. So if I have a $20 item on there, you get it for $5 if it's your first time. But it's something for you guys to go check out. I have the link in my bio and down in the description. So go and sign up to Whatnot. And hey, if you want to sell stuff on there, I got a link for that too. Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are checking out a new company's knife. I've never had this company on the channel, and I'm going to show you right now. Here is the name of the company. I'm not going to butcher it. The designer is Mohammed Madan. You can see right there. Polished DLC. We got some extra springs in there. Let's take this baby out. Another thing, look at this box, man. A velvet box. You know something's going to be coming in nice when it comes, you know, wrapped in velvet. And as you've seen there, all DLC with an M390 blade. Ooh, and then we got a mocha tie pocket clip. Nice oranges and golds in there. Looks beautiful. Love the pattern right here. Looks kind of like a wormhole or something. Full titanium backspacer, and it looks that the blade is a mirror polished DLC. Look at that, polished DLC. It is basically a harpoon. I want to call it a straight clip point because it does clip down, but I'm this far back, I'd call it a drop point. So we got a drop point, clip point Tonto. It is an American Tonto with a straight edge here and a straight edge here. This is a hollow grind here and then a flat grind up here. So a little bit more robustness on the front part right here, but then very slicey right here. Plunge grind is doing pretty good. And the handle is all titanium. Again, this is M390 steel. That was, let's check out the detent really quick. It does have a nice heavy detent. Yeah, okay. Lock stick, which I like to see on a brand new button lock, because if it has lock stick, it typically means there's no up and down play, which there is not. So that's always a good thing for me. So I don't mind a little hint of lock stick. Then we have the flipper tab, which good detent for the flipper tab. I'm using my middle finger because my pointer finger is messed up. Yeah, man, that has a good detent. Good detent for the regular flipper and the reverse flick. Ooh. Yeah, the front flipper, let me just keep going really quick. This might be hard with my pointer finger. Yeah, it's just because of my injury, not because of anything else. There we go. Yeah, you know, the front flipper works well. It's just the jimping is not very sharp, and it doesn't go all the way up and around. It's such a high front flipper that it's slippery up there, but if you get it right in the face of it like you're supposed to, it works great. Like it has a good break, you know, nice detent, even for the front flipper, but it feels a little bit awkward, you know, so, but I think that mostly is just the jimping. So if the jimping was just a little sharper, that'd be, you know, even better, but it does work. The drop, when you push the button, it's just it almost feels like it's loose, but it's not. It's just, it just slams shut. Not sure who the manufacturer is on this. If I do know, or I find out, I will put it on the screen. I believe this company's out of India or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that either. So I'll write that information, or, you know, maybe you can just go check out the site if you want. Not sure exactly where to find them. I do not have an affiliate link, so you're going to have to look up this brand. It is very ergonomic, very comfortable in the hand. Beautiful ramp right here. I do like this ramp. That feels really good right there. You got a nice spot right there, nice choke up spot. Pinch grip is good. You know, it's got a lot of fidget factor. The clip, oh yeah, that's gonna work good. Great clip, nice long and slim, plenty of spring, nice ramp too. I can already tell you that's gonna be a good clip. Oh yeah, phenomenal clip, absolutely amazing clip. T8 hardware all the way around. The screw, or the clip, is held in on the inside. And then let's check out the inside of this thing. Lots of milling on the inside. I felt like it was really light because it feels forward heavy almost, you know. Actually, it's pretty well balanced. But it does have a forward feel to it because the blade is pretty heavy. Where's that stop pin? Okay, so stop pin's hitting down in here. I'm not mad at that. That's not too bad. Listen to detent. It's got a pretty damn good detent. Now, the only thing is it's so smooth. Like, I don't want to say it like this because I know it might be taken wrong, but it feels loose. You know, it feels loose, which can make a knife feel like lower quality, even though, you know, for the longest time, we advocated for this type of closing action. So it's just, it's a, you know, I hate to be like a hypocrite because we always loved the drop shuttiness, but this is like, it just slams shut. So like, you see how it like bounced out? Like, you can easily just bounce it right out because it's such a, oh, it's actually sticking pretty good when I close it. But it slams shut, man. Like, there's nothing holding this thing back. I mean, the bearings are obviously making contact, so I don't know if you'd call it, you know, extremely tight tolerances or loose tolerances, but, you know, it must be perfectly fit in there for that to be that way, man. It's a good looking knife. It is definitely attractive. One thing is this hole is chamfered around the edge, which I like having a sharp edge right there. You know, so especially for the thumb flick, the reverse flick is good on this one because I can use my whole finger, but when it comes to the thumb, I'm using my skin instead of the nail. And, you know, if I don't get it just right, this detent is nice and strong, so it can slip out. Now I can get it too, but I'm just saying I would have preferred a sharper edge there. So that'd be one nitpick. The next nitpick is the front flipper's jimping. The front flipper works well. I'm not bitching about the front flipper and the way it operates, but it's just the jimping just needs to be a little bit sharper, and that'd be really, really cool. The price, I do not know the price. Like I said, I do not know what else these guys do. It's the first thing I've seen from them, so I can't really speak on that at the moment. I do think this is a beautiful finish. You know, like, man, just so much milling on the inside, very lightweight. It's well done for a first knife if this is their first one that they've done. But, you know, just little tiny nitpicks, nothing like too crazy. The button could be recessed so that when I'm lefty and I go like this, I'm not hitting it. Now, because it's a stronger detent, I can still get a proper flick, but I am kind of trying not to hit that button. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. The jimping on the flipper tab is decent. Like it's probably the same jimping, but it just happens to work better on the flipper than it does on the front flipper. You don't want to push button it because it will come around and hit you. So you want to just light switch it, which isn't a problem. You're pretty much going to have that anytime you have a flipper and a front flipper combination. All in all, you know, the nitpicks I said, you know, the jimping, you know, button could be recessed. The hole could be a little sharper, you know, and that's about it, really. So I'm cutting this in afterwards because I have to bring something up. I did go and find it online. It was difficult to find, but I did wind up finding it finally. It is limited to only 100 pieces, so there's only 100 of these. However, just because it's a rare piece, that doesn't demand the price they're asking. They're wanting $500. This, at best to me, is a $350 knife. You know, I don't know everything they went into it and all that stuff, but I can tell you that it's I don't see it. I do not see it. I know it's got a polished DLC blade. I know that does cost a little bit more, granted, but it's not an integral. It's a button lock. It's M390. It does have the MOKY clip, but that's not like a massive expense when it's only the clip. You know, so, you know, maybe $375, you could even say $400, but $500 is a crazy price to ask for something like this. That's, you know, doesn't have anything very unique. I mean, it's different, but it's not like, you know, a different lock. It's not an integral, like I said. It's M390, so it's not even a fancy steel. Yes, that's a premium steel, of course, but there's like every knife you see now has M390 on it. 60 to 62 HRC, I do like to see that, but yeah, just $500 for a company. Now I know they've been doing stuff for a while, but as far as folding pocket knives, I believe this is their first one. Now, if I'm wrong about that, sorry, but it's difficult to demand that type of price, you know, first coming in, you know, especially when you haven't proven the integrity of your knives or the quality of your knives. You know, somebody typically isn't going to go and, unless if it's like this is the one for them, you know, they're not going to go and shell out $500 on a knife they could get from many other companies that are very reputable for much less, you know. So it's just tough. It's a hard one. I wish they, you know, more power to them. Like, I don't care that they want $500 for this. If they can get it, get it. You know, I just think that most people are going to say, I don't see $500 here. So, you know, just take that for what it's worth. Really, you know, as far as nitpicks now, whether or not it's your style, you know, is up to you, but it is a damn cool looking knife for sure. Definitely something that stood out to me, you know, when they asked if they could send it, because it is an attractive looking knife, and, you know, it doesn't look like everything else out there. So there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.